Hi everyone, Leon here. Welcome back to my channel, the channel that inspires learning. In the previous video, I shared with you on a powerful principle called the social currency and 3 ways to generate social currency so that your products and services or ideas and behaviors can be shared more by others. If you haven't seen it, check it out here. In this video, I'm going to share with you a powerful principle called triggers. This will review why a product like Honey Nut Churros, simple and not so interesting, can get more word of mouth as compared to Disney World. When we talk about word of mouth, there are 2 types of word of mouth. One is immediate word of mouth and the other is ongoing word of mouth. So what's the difference between these 2? Let me give you an example. For example, one day you go to work dressed in a superhero costume. Yes! And you feel great, you feel happy and fun, and so do your colleagues and friends. It will be the talk of the office, and they will feel fun, they will talk about it, they will gossip, and all these that they are doing are immediate word of mouth. They get first-hand information and they can't wait to share the news. But as it goes on, maybe weeks or months, it can't sustain. It will not be an ongoing word of mouth. So you see the difference? This illustrates that interesting things may get immediate word of mouth, but not necessarily have the ongoing word of mouth. The author explains that these 2 types of word of mouth are important, but certain types are more important for certain products or services or ideas. For example, immediate word of mouth is very important for movies to make their box office and such, right? And for anti-bullying campaigns, we'll need immediate word of mouth plus ongoing word of mouth until bullying is eradicated. So, interesting things doesn't mean they will get more word of mouth, especially ongoing word of mouth. If that doesn't, what does? Triggers. Triggers are like little environmental reminders for related ideas and concepts. Because when a thought is triggered, it will eventually lead to actions. There's this interesting example in the book, and it's this. In the mid-1997, the candy bar company Mars noticed an increase in their sales of Mars bar, even though their marketing was not changed in any other way. It appears that in that period of time, NASA has sent a spacecraft, Pathfinder, to a nearby planet to collect samples of the atmosphere, the climate, and so on. And they spent years of preparation and millions of dollars in funding to do that. When this mission was a success, the whole world celebrated. And I guess you would have guessed which planet was that, right? It's Mars. The media attention on this acts as a trigger that reminded people of the candy bar Mars bar, which ultimately increased the sale. If you notice, there's a similar situation that is happening right now. The coronavirus acts as a trigger and reminded them of Corona beer. And even though this whole episode is in a negative light, as of mid-February this year, Corona beer sales has increased 5%. Whether it's true or not, only Corona knows. So, what makes an effective trigger? The author gave us an example of Kit Kat and how it has effectively used triggers to increase its sales by 1/3 in the year 2007. What was the trigger used? It was coffee. It paired Kit Kat with coffee and started a radio campaign that goes something like, a person during a break is holding his coffee and is looking for Kit Kat. Where's my Kit Kat? Where's my Kit Kat? And then a person who's having a break is holding his Kit Kat and is looking for coffee. Where's my coffee? Where's my coffee? and coffee, Kit Kat, coffee. And that was a massive success because coffee is a frequent stimulus that we can find in the environment. It's practically seen everywhere, and this can serve as a trigger to remind people of the brand frequently. And that's how they use triggers effectively to increase their sales. Therefore, one key factor of using triggers effectively is how frequently the stimulus occurs in our natural environment. For example, coming back to the Kit Kat example we have used earlier, it could have paired with hot chocolate, it could have paired with break dance that has a nice ringtone to have a break, you see. But it paired with coffee instead, because coffee is frequently seen in our environment. It's seen practically everywhere, and this will serve as a good trigger and a reminder to the brand of Kit Kat. Next, another key factor in choosing an effective trigger is to consider the strength of the link. What do I mean by this? When I say red, what comes to your mind? I'm guessing roses, love, sports car, Coca-Cola. You see, it is associated with so many things that even if it is a frequent stimulus in the environment, it could weaken the link to associate with your products and services or whatever that you want them to associate with. So choose your triggers carefully. The next key factor is to consider triggers that happen near where the desired behavior is taking place. For example, the Bring Your Own Bag campaign. We are advised to bring our own bags for groceries shopping. Okay, but where is the place that triggers us most? It's at the store. If we are triggered at the store, it's too late. So where is a better place for the trigger to happen? Could it be at the shopping list? I'm not sure. What do you think? With all that said, I believe I've given you a better picture or better idea on how to use triggers for your products and services. A recent trigger I saw is on toilet paper. I'm sure most of you would have known about the situation where people are panic buying and hoarding up toilet papers because of the COVID-19, right? And this has led to some people using toilet paper to promote some of their products and services. The ones that I saw is to link toilet paper to fitness. Okay, there are videos on it just like this. Huh? Okay, that's me. If you go and search on Google, you'll be able to find like toilet paper fitness, and you'll be able to find videos that uses toilet paper as a link to fitness. And I personally find that this is an interesting way to link to fitness, better than linking to fear and uncertainty in this period of time, isn't it? So, coming back to Honey Nut Cheerios and Disney World, do you now see why Honey Nut Cheerios has more word of mouth than Disney World, even though Disney World is much more fun and exciting? Because people just don't go to Disney World as frequently as compared to hundreds and thousands of people having Honey Nut Cheerios for breakfast. It has a higher chance for people to talk about it. And this was proven by the author on the number of tweets that Honey Nut Cheerios have compared to Disney World on a daily basis. Top of mind means tip of tongue. And whatever you're thinking is going to create an emotion in you which will eventually lead to an action. And emotion is the third principle which I'm going to talk about in the next video. So if you're interested, hit the subscribe button and be notified once the next video is released. In the meantime, you may wish to check out my other videos on the learnings I've shared on the 5 love languages and start with why. I hope this video has brought value to you. If you like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel for weekly updates on the learnings from books I've read in relationship, business, and personal development. or share it with a friend you care about. Because when you share, you're not just sharing a video, you're sharing content that could make a difference in people's lives. I thank you for watching, wish you well, and see you in the next video.